This is not going to be a funny video, so if you are here for the funny, you may have to come back next week. So Independent.ie asked me to do their Living with Cancer hashtag because they have a campaign all week talking about cancer, and I'm kind of already regretting agreeing to this, but we will go for it and see how it goes. So question 1, how are you living with cancer? I am living with cancer in that every day I wake up and I don't have a mother because my mother died of cancer 3 years ago. I'm also living with cancer in that my dad had cancer before my mother and is now in remission, thankfully. So there's 2 different ways that I'm living with it. What is the first word or emotion that you associate with cancer and why? I think the first word that I would pick is fear, because I think that you live, once it's been there once, you live with a fear that it will be there again. Yeah, so I think fear is the first emotion that I associate with it. What is the hardest part about living with cancer for you? I wrote these, I thought they were going to be easier. What is the hardest part about living with cancer for you from your experience? I think that in terms of my mother, the hardest part is that I don't have one anymore. Why did I agree to do this? She's died nearly 4 years ago now, and I don't think that at 23, 24, that I was ready for that. She was my best friend, she was my worst enemy, and I didn't realise how much I relied on her until she wasn't there anymore. In general, the hardest part about living with cancer for me was that in so many ways I had to grow up and I had to take on responsibilities that I wasn't ready for, and I had to be without someone I wasn't ready to emotionally to be without, and I had to face up to things I wasn't ready to face up to. All your life you think that your parents are invincible, and no matter how much they annoy you or you might think you hate them, they're always going to be there, and then you very suddenly have to face up to their mortality and as a result to your mortality. I think that losing one parent has been the hardest part so far. It's not really something that I think that I could do twice, but part of living with cancer and what comes after it is just knowing that no one is invincible. It's just, yeah, it's tough. Oof. What is one thing you are thankful for about your experiences? First and foremost, I'm thankful that my dad is in remission. So thankful. And then after that, I am thankful that I got to say goodbye to my mother. She died in front of me. I was holding her hand, and even though that is the worst, like the single worst experience experience of my whole life. I almost didn't make it into the room, so I am thankful that I was there, even though it sucked. Oh, it really sucked. Oh, I'm sweating. If you could change one thing about the way cancer is reported, viewed, or understood, what would it be? Sometimes I think that films kind of go, oh, you know, well, once the main character dies, it's like, that's it now. They're in a better place. Film over. But unfortunately, in real life, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't end when the person dies or when the person gets the all clear. Do I have any advice to give? Oof. I can't answer this question. I don't feel that I adhered to any advice that I was given. I imagine I should say, like, take care of yourself and talk to someone about how you feel. I definitely didn't do either of those things. And in fact, if I was to go back and give myself advice 3.5 years ago, I would say maybe take care of yourself a bit less and spend more time on the hospital floor. I don't know how to give advice on that one, because I feel like every day like I'm doing it wrong. It sucks. Like, it really sucks, but Ara, sure, that's it now. Thank you to Independent.ie for asking me to do this. Well, thanks is a strong word. I tagged 2 people who asked me to tag them because they want to talk about their experiences of living with cancer: Stephen Craig and Ben Redmond. Part of this tag is that you text PINK to 50300 to donate €4 to the Irish Cancer Society. Please don't forget that part. Thanks for watching. It was hard to make and probably hard to watch. If you want to share your story in the comments below, please do. I'll be reading them all. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Okay. Bye. Oh, you wouldn't think I practiced this a few times to try and get over it. To try and not cry while filming.